Hello, friends. I wanted to drop in here before I forget to get these thoughts down. I had a dear friend pass away recently, and he was an ex-partner of mine for 6 years. And it was a while ago now, but I did get to see him before he passed. And we had a very deep and profound visit for 3 days before he really declined. And it was very deep. A lot of conversation about death and dying that was more conscious and expanded in our perspectives. And since he's passed, I've been having very real visitations from him, unexpected, but his voice is very clear coming through. And I wanted to share some of what he's been sharing with me because it's for all of us. I asked him some questions last week when he came in to the field. I was in the sun, in the garden with the flowers. It was beautiful. And I felt him there. I could hear his voice. And I asked him, what do you see? What is your experience? Is Jesus there? Is God there? Is your grandmother there? Who do you see? What's real? Is it a Tibetan afterlife? Is it a Christian afterlife? Is it multiple dimensions? Are aliens real? I kind of asked it all in one question, and he said this: everything is real. Everything is real. And it dawned on me in an instant the correctness and wisdom in this reply. Everything is consciousness, therefore everything is real. Consciousness, our consciousness directs what will be created out of the quantum into form in our reality. I had a very deep experience back in when was that? 2002. I did a vision quest for myself, and I had a visitation during the vision quest. And the message at that time, I think I was 29 years old, and the message that came through was, everything is consciousness. And I went into a 24-hour state of expanded awareness where everything was glowing. There was an inner light in everyone. Every rock, every plant, everything was glowing from an inside illumination. And I remember this experience of communing with all these different life forms, the soil, trees, and having the experience that it was consciousness and energy, chi and shen. Consciousness and energy makes up everything. And whatever we dream into being is why things exist. And so here is my dear friend lingering with me from his new form of light, his new state, saying, it's all real, Maria, it is all real. Whatever you believe, he continued, whatever you believe in life is what you will experience after death. Whatever you believe is what you direct your consciousness into. And if it bears fruit on earth, it also is bearing fruit on the astral planes and in the spiritual realm. It's all real. And I had this perception of multiple kind of bubbles, each one having a different afterlife experience for each person that dies. And there can be shared experiences, of course. I remember reading a beautiful article by a man who died and came back. And he wrote the story of his experience. And one of the things, I can't remember his name right now, But one of the things he emphasized was that he saw many different afterlives. He was with a guide that was flying him around on butterfly wings, he said, and it was showing him, like, here are the happy hunting grounds. And he saw Native Americans in that afterlife happy, fishing, being together in their ceremonies. He also saw purgatory and the Catholic afterlife of doing their inner work and waiting to be allowed through the gates by St. Peter. He saw a Tibetan afterlife of the 7 heavens, heavenly realms. And he said, it's all real. It all exists. And I wanted to just bring that back here to you and to us to hold, just to sit with and be touched by that, however it touches you. I think that this concept of dying before we die is very precious, to take that on, to start to contemplate what is the afterlife to you? What beliefs are you feeding? Is there any guilt, shame, resentment, etc., that you'd like to clear now before you enter into an afterlife where you will need to work with those contractions? And this is something that my friend did. And this is something that all of us who are close to him were just in awe of, the grace with which he went through his final, since his diagnosis, truly, for cancer, 5 years of deep inner work, deep self-reflection, amazing self-forgiveness, forgiveness of others, at profound levels of courage. And that example touched everybody close to him, to see the grace with which he moved through his into and through his transition. And now to have this beautiful friend appearing to me here between the worlds, talking to me, helping me. I'm so touched. I feel so loved. And I asked him today, will you always be here? Will you always be able to visit me and talk with me? And I kind of got this feeling from him, this message about, well, there are other places I need to go. So while I'm still experiencing these very sweet connections, I'm grateful and very grateful. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you are having a blessed day and know that you are supremely and ultimately worthy of the most pure love forever. You are it. You are the love. And yeah, thank you for your journey of self-realization. Namaste, aloha, amen, ashe.